Mary, meet Aquarius. Aquarius, whoa, what a mess. Aquarius, sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. I was supposed to be a beautiful fan of cards, but it's just a bleh of cards. This is a 2-week reading for all you Aquarius, starting today, the 28th of December, 2023. And you deserve a better fan, Aquarius. I am a big fan of Aquarius, so let's just prove it. Here we go. Oh, much nicer. Today I am reading... Oh, before I forget, if you are watching on YouTube on a restream and you want to fast forward through my shuffling, just use the timestamps right in the video description of this video. I'm reading with the Salvador Dali Tarot today, and I've already purified with this Spanish Eau de Cologne by Alvarez Gomez, and I hope that you enjoy this deck. If you want to buy the cologne or the deck, you can use the links in the video description of this very video on my YouTube channel. Like I said, this is a 2-week reading for all you Aquarius, sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. Goes to a lot of Aquarius, so if for some reason this doesn't seem to be your reading, it just doesn't, click, don't worry about it. It's probably not meant for you. In that case, just disregard it and check out the zodiacal readings for your other signs. Or remember, we have a general reading for all signs every day but Monday, and we also have a weekly pick a card reading. And you can find the most recent restreams of all the readings right on the website arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link in the main menu. If you're watching us on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you're watching on Twitch, please make sure you follow us on Twitch. And remember, you can always watch on Twitch ads-free when you subscribe to us there. If you'd like to give our channel a donation, you can go to our PayPal portal at paypal.me/arielgatoga, paypal.me/arielgatoga. And if you're on YouTube, you could use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks. If that doesn't suit you, there's other donation options, and you can find them on the footer, in the footer of our website, arielscorner.com. Aquarius, I think this is pretty shuffled. So, well, let's do one more just to say we did. And then I'll give this deck a nice clean cut like we do, and we will see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Aquarius. Starting today, the 28th of December 2023, we are starting out with the Strength card, followed by the Moon card. And then we have, what is this, a 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, is that a 10? I think it's a 9. So, it looks like a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's a 9. So, okay. You've been doing some inner work. You've been working hard. You've been digging down deep. You've been finding the stuff under the surface that you didn't know was there. You've been doing great work. And sometimes when we dig up that stuff, we forget to contextualize it so that we don't get lost in the illusions of our own egos. What happens is that when we start to look under the surface, we realize that we're not quite the person we thought we were. We're not quite the personality we thought we were. That's a good thing, because then we can release a lot of those sort of unnecessary ideas about ourselves, those erroneous thoughts about ourselves, beliefs about ourselves. That's a good thing. What can be a problem for us is if we forget to release them and when we start getting enamored with the illusions that we bring up. And you know that you're doing that when you start to get the sense of worry about the future. When you get the sense that the future isn't safe for you and you've been doing a lot of inner work, you've probably forgot to integrate what it is that you've been working on. You've probably forgotten to integrate your mind better. And you can accomplish that by doing things like meditation. You can accomplish that by doing things like the solar light meditation and spiritual purification and things like that. And also to just remind yourself that all of it is illusory. One illusion isn't necessarily less illusory than another one. Now, granted that there are some illusions that are closer to the truth than others, but sometimes we forget that a lot of what we discover in ourselves is there to be released, because it was an illusion that we've been carrying around about ourselves. And instead, when we discover those parts of ourselves, we say, oh, that's who I am. No, that's not who you are. You're not any of those things. You're not anything that is other than the perfect expression of divine love. You are a perfect soul, Aquarius. There's no part of you that is not of the gods. There is no part of you that is unholy. But there are illusory parts of yourself that you think are there that aren't there, that seem to be unholy. But those aren't real. So I think sometimes when we do a lot of work on ourselves, we forget that some of the stuff that's coming up about ourselves is not there to believe in, it's there to release. So for instance, if you're doing, well, just in my own life, when I discovered that I had a belief that I hurt people, so what I did throughout all my life was go around people pleasing so that I didn't hurt people, because I didn't want to hurt people, because I had this belief in my mind that my very mere existence was painful to people. So when I uncovered that, rather than realizing, oh, I don't hurt people, I'm not inherently painful, I can release that belief. What I did was I started to just work on the people pleasing and not the I hurt people belief. So I was trying to get rid of my people pleasing while at the same time feeling guilty that I really did hurt people. You see that? So I was doubling down on illusion. I was trying to fix something that wasn't the problem. It wasn't the people pleasing that was the problem. That was the symptom of the problem. I needed to let go of this idea that there was something painful about my existence to others, right? Just because I caused my mother a lot of pain in birth, I had this idea that that's who I was, a person that caused pain. And so I'd better go around fixing everybody and people pleasing and making sure everybody else was okay and making sure that I was really sweet and I never did anything wrong, right? I did that my whole life. So when I started to try to handle the people-pleasing part, I didn't get rid of the I hurt people part. Once I got rid of the I hurt people part, then the people-pleasing part just dissolved. That's what I'm talking about. Don't get stuck in illusions about yourself when you discover things. They're there to be released. Knight of Coins. Ace of Coins. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so we've got two tracks. We've got two distinctive tracks of Aquarius this 2 weeks. We've got the Aquarius traveling on this plane and the Aquarius traveling on this plane. So you're either going to be working with your ego mind, trying to combat illusions and go from illusion to illusion, illusion to illusion, and trying to combat things. And then you're always in that fear, always in that worry, always wondering when the next shoe's going to fall. Or you're going to rise above that and say, wait a minute, I have help available to me. I can ask for help. It's not all up to me. I can ask for help and I can ask to be shown the truth about situations. When you do that, then this work that you're doing on yourself, if you're allowing a higher power to help you as you're being shown these things, you're not making decisions about what you see based on those illusions. You're allowing infinite intelligence to show you what that means from their perspective. And you're going to get a different result when you do that. Because the result that you're getting when infinite intelligence is in charge of this whole process, when you're saying, please show me, because I don't think I know what this means, everything becomes very practical. Everything becomes very prosperous and expansive and freeing. Whereas if you're doing it all by yourself without calling in that infinite intelligence to help to define these things for you and interpret these things for you, then all you're doing is dredging up demons within yourself and playing with them. And you can do that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. You can do that. But that's where the worry comes from. It's just you playing by dredging things up and interacting with them as if they were real. So when you're dredging things up, it's a good thing to look within and to find those parts of yourself, but don't make decisions about those things all by yourself. Call on infinite intelligence to say, I don't know what this means. This is what I uncovered in myself. You help me. Please help me. And infinite intelligence will say, oh, I'm glad you asked, because we just hang out here waiting for you if you don't ask for help. Then when you start to reinterpret those things, according to infinite intelligence's wisdom, then you start living on this plane. You start living on this track. And this track is very practical. This track is very expansive, very prosperous, and very freeing. So there's really a big choice to make at each and every moment over these next couple of weeks, because you're going to be doing some soul searching no matter what. That's just in the cards for you. You're going to be looking within, and you're going to be pulling stuff up from your deep mind just to look at it and consider it. And that's a very good thing to do. The trick is not to make the decisions about what those things mean all by yourself. All by yourself. Some of you, might even want to work with a professional, like with a therapist. That's what I will do if I'm really going through it and I'm like, I don't know what this means, and I can't seem to get a handle on it when working with my inner guidance. I'll go into some therapy for a while and have them help me with it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a wonderful thing to do. But it's not necessarily everybody's going to do that, but you do need to realize that giving your ego free rein to interpret what your ego created, not the smartest idea. Because all you're going to get is more of the same, doubling down on illusion and kind of rolling around in the muck of it all. What you want to do is, when you're bringing those things up, is to say, oh, I didn't know that about myself. I don't know what this means. I don't know what it means. I'm not going to try to interpret this all by myself. I don't know what this means, so I don't know how to respond. I don't know how to respond to this thing. But there's a power that is within me that does know how to respond and does know what it means. And I want that power to show me. I want that power to show me. And you may get it figured out right away, and it may not. You may not. It may happen over time. But when you're calling on that higher power within you to see for you the things that you can't really see for yourself, then you get a very, very different result. And like I said, the result that you're going to get is much more practical than the one that you're going to come up with yourself. You're going to see things in your life just clearing up and changing for the better, and financial things happening and success happening, and vistas opening up for you, because these things that you're bringing up in yourself that you didn't know were there are being reinterpreted by a part of your mind that is so connected to your soul that it's going to help you to understand the truth about yourself, rather than you trying to, from an ego perspective, try to figure it out all by yourself, which all you're going to get is more illusion and more to worry about. Hopefully I made sense today. This is a very profound reading because, like I said, there are two very distinct tracks here. And the choice is always up to us, whether we're going to live our lives kind of secluded from infinite intelligence all by ourselves, sort of autonomous, and we're going to figure everything out all by ourselves, or whether we allow that light in, to show us back to who we are as souls and to integrate all of these things within ourselves that come up. You may want to listen to and work with that dark magic course of mine, Aquarius, if you haven't already. There's a lot in there that's kind of on the same lines of what this is, diving deep down within, letting some of that stuff up that you've been kind of avoiding looking at, and then allowing that inner guidance system within you to interpret those things for you in a way that's very integrative and brings you wonderful results rather than increasing your fear and worry. Hopefully that makes sense. And you can find the Dark Magic course on my website, arielscorner.com. Just click on the free magic courses link in the main menu. And I think that's like maybe a 4-week course. I can't remember. It's either 4 or 6. It's not a super long course, but it's very comprehensive. And I would definitely recommend it. It's a wonderful thing to do during the dark time of the year anyway. So if that's something that interests you, that shadow work, I don't want to tout my own course, but it's a nice one. And you can get a lot of what we're talking about in this reading done by using those techniques. All right, you're doing great. You really are. I'm really happy to see this. Just make sure that you realize that it's not up to you to work all by yourself. Call in that higher power. There are great practical benefits awaiting all of this work that you're doing. All right, I'll be back in 2 weeks for another 2-week reading for you, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Heather and Sarah. And we will see you in 2 weeks, Aquarius. Blessed be.